Ladies and gents, it's that time of the week again. Super Rugby starting early tomorrow morning, and there's a lot to look forward to this weekend. But first, let me touch on what happened the past weekend and see where we're heading after 5 weeks of Super Rugby. Bull supporters, sorry to say to you guys, I'll be supporting you guys tomorrow by wearing black because I'm in mourning for you. The Bulls have shown that although you might not win a competition after week 5, you can sure lose it after week 5. We started off good in the first half and then the wheels just came off. The Blues showed how you should play rugby for 80 minutes. And the Bulls, 40 minutes was good. Tied at half time. And then from there, just non-existent. Maybe you should not try to play expansive rugby and rather stick to what you know. Looking at the Stormers over the weekend, after the first half, they were looking down and out. Taking into consideration they didn't send a full team over to Japan, Singapore to play the Sunwolves. It was expected that they were going to struggle. I did expect them to win, which they in the end did. They showed how you can come back in the second half and therefore play full 80 minutes rugby. Crusaders destroyed the Force, but also it happened in the second half. Other games, good game to watch was the Lions-Kings game. Kings threw everything they had at the Lions, but currently the Lions showing that the form they had last year wasn't just a flash in the pan, one season thing. Definitely they are a team playing rugby. Sharks versus Cheetahs. Man, all I can say is Cheetahs can feel very aggrieved to have lost it, and the Sharks can once again count them lucky that they have won the game there. But if I have to look at the South African teams, definitely the two teams to beat would be the Stormers and the Lions this season. Then again, it's one of those things where it happens that teams look good in the first 5 weeks and then later on they start to struggle. We'll have to wait and see what happens this weekend. Jaguars-Reds game, I got up at 11:30 on Saturday night. I had a look at that, and the Reds, they were just not in it. The Jaguars playing some good rugby, definitely showing that they've come a long way since they joined Super Rugby, but so has the Argentinians since they've joined the Rugby Championship. Now, let's go and look at the weekend's games. Again, Blues versus Force. The Blues are going to play anything like they played against the Bulls on the weekend. The Force are going to have a hard time of it. You can't see them winning that. And out of the other teams, Chiefs should win their game. Hurricanes definite to win. Crusaders, never count against them. They are just a tremendous team. They've won the competition so many times that no one cares to remember. But still, not unbeatable. Games of the weekend is obviously going to be the South African derbies in my book. Always good derbies to watch. We know the Bulls versus Chiefs. Like I said, the Chiefs, they should run away with that. By halftime, I think they could stop the game and the Bulls would not be able to come back from that. But then, Bulls can surprise. They have done it before. Looking at the South African derbies, Cheetahs going down to Newlands. Newlands have become a fortress for the Stormers. The Stormers have shown this season they were one of the pre-season teams that everyone thought would be sort of middle of the log. Third, they would finish third in their conference or in their log, and then if they're lucky they could maybe get into playoffs. They've shown this season that from the word get-go they beat the Bulls, who were staunch favourites in the South African setup. They've gone on and they're one of the 2-3 unbeaten teams in the competition so far. Cheetahs had a brilliant season last season towards the end with the Currie Cup. They've won that. They have played some brilliant games. Fortunately, their finishing and end game is just not there. I can't see them going down to Newlands and beating a full-strength Stormers team. Newlands, like I say, have become a fortress. But the game that I'm looking most forward to is the Sharks versus Lions. This historically has been a derby in South Africa like the Stormers Bulls game. What's making it interesting is the Lions are playing at home. Now, looking at history, these two teams have got a rivalry going, and normally the team playing away from home should be favourites. You look at Currie Cups between these teams, it's always been the guys playing away from home winning the cup in the finals. Crunch games, mostly the guys playing away from home that would win. That said, the Sharks are embattled. Robert de Pre is doing great work with them, but Ackerman just has a team that plays for each other. One of the concerns for the Sharks would be still without Lambie. It's going to be a couple of weeks. They've got Kerwin Bosch, brilliant young player. He's playing at 10 against an experienced campaigner like Elton Yankees. And then he has to worry about a guy on Yankees outside in Ron Janssen van Rensburg. It's going to be an interesting setup. For me, that game would probably not be won by the backs, but by the forwards. Lions have shown that they've got a scrum that can compete. The Sharks always have a good scrum. They've got some brilliant front rowers, Springboks sitting on the bench. But they have not gelled as a team. They have to come back and win. Scrappy wins. Now, a win is a win, but a scrappy win makes one wonder. To be honest, if I have to really pick a side, Lions, there's no doubt. If I have to go with the score, South African derby, normally close scored encounters. Most guys would go 7, maybe 10 points. I'm seeing the Lions ruling throughout, leading by 7 to 10 by halftime, probably putting up a good record-winning margin against the Sharks. Not a record for the competition, but definitely against the Sharks. Might even see something like what happened to the Stormers a couple of years ago when they went down 75-14 against the Bulls. All depends on the day. Weather's looking good for that game. Guys, boys, enjoy it. Girls, sorry, your man friend are going to be away for the weekend. Guys, just remember, flowers, won't go with that. Jewelry, maybe. Really want to treat her? Tell her she's got the day off. She can go spend it with the girls. Get a spa voucher. Send her over there. She gets treated. By the time she gets home, Lions Sharks game is gone. Got a happy wife. You know what they say about that? Got a happy life. Enjoy your rugby. We'll speak next week.